happened to it? Yeah, that's all right. Hey y'all. All right, I'm back, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys do, then please make sure that you like, subscribe, and keep me. Sorry, I'm trying to like grab something before it falls off the table. All right. But anyway, I'm glad that you guys are back. Welcome back to my video. If you like any of my previous videos, then please make sure that you like, subscribe, and keep me in your notifications so that you keep up with all of my other videos and all of my posts. Um, I think I'm going to go ahead and make this a general one. If you are new or returning, welcome. Take whatever resonates and just don't worry about anything else. Take what resonates with you, don't worry about the rest. Um, Also with Banished Energies, like I said, for with you and me, my beautiful collective, we're just doing us over here. But please do know that that I have been dealing with a lot of hacking, bullying, and a lot of assassination to my character. So if you see anything that is outside of YouTube, it is fake. And any of my cash tags that are in my description, those are my descriptions that are solidified. There is nobody accepting money on my behalf, and I will never reach out to you for any money or personal information. All of that is in my description below, disclaimers and things like that. So when you get the chance, if you like, go ahead and read that. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of like another general read. But before I do, um, I did do like some little pre fortunes here, and I love to call them the weekly scroll or your timeless scroll rather. I'm gonna try to do these. I'm gonna try to do these maybe either every reading or like maybe every week. But you know, if not every week, at least once a month. But I kind of want to do these like maybe like every week. So here are just some quick fortunes before I get into your reading. A release, a release will, a release from a burden or responsibility is upcoming. This will help you regain, obtain, or maintain a balance and aid you in stability. What may accelerate um, what may accelerate this is getting rid of one or more bad habits or incorporate a good habit into your routine. The colors flamingo pink, scarlet yellow, gray, royal blue, neon green, amber, and bumblebee yellow will give you a little more luck than any other than any other color this upcoming week. A beautiful and lovely event will take place. You may catch the attention of someone sophisticated, intelligent, and mature. And you'll know when to use your discernment. You know, your discernment will let you know when to proceed, you know, if to proceed forward about this person or not. Okay. Be careful or cautious around a fight that could suddenly break out. There will be signs made known to you beforehand, like people yelling and crowds gathering, that will let you know and let you be a few steps ahead. It could turn out more violent than you think and could even make the news. Your dreams may reveal a hidden agenda or enemy. You could be reminded of a pet that has passed or dream of them. This is either an omen or a message regarding your health or money. This is the message that they may want to give to you. Money luck is approaching, particularly as a positive intervention, but beware of frivolous spending or it'll be gone all too quick. You know, it'll be, you know, as any way that it got here, it'll leave just as quickly. So someone wants to find a sneaky way to lower your confidence. However, you are too smart and strong for this to work. Pay close attention to your health, especially with your heart, eyes, ankle, feet, bones, knees, general joints, and digestive systems, particularly your stomach. Okay, and your angel number is going to be the number two. So there's going to be, you know, there's going to be at least some form of support or something that has to do with partnerships, teamwork, especially with Valentine's Day coming up soon too. So you know, so with the number 2, you also have, there's probably going to be like some extra options, or you choosing between two very important choices, um, or any kind of situation, that may come up. So make sure that, with the number 2, it's all about balance as well. One of the fortunes in here did say that you'll be able to obtain or maintain or regain some form of balance. Okay, so this is a pretty good week, to where things might be slightly at an ebb and flow, but somehow they're still going to steady out, I believe. The most affected signs that's going to be from this scroll is Cancer, definitely Capricorn, definitely Aquarius, definitely Leo, and then Virgo and Pisces the most. Okay, now this can apply to any of the 12 signs. That doesn't mean that all the other signs are null and void. It's just that those are signs that will more than likely be the most affected. Maybe it could be something like, I don't know if it's something in the stars or the transit, but however, we can see. All right, give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, let's clear this deck of any leftover energy so I can get a clear, clarified message. Take a sip of my coffee right quick. Oh, I got cotton mouth a bit. All right. All right. And then I already cleared the energy out of here. I'm gonna spray a little bit of sage water on my hands. Okay. Ooh, I saw North Node at the bottom. I mean, South Node at the bottom. The full energy, karmic paths, gifts carried over from a previous lifetime, comfort zone, fallback position, easy but not fulfilling. So something about your South Node. What else do you have for the? What do you have for the collective spirit on why the South Node? Ooh, your first house. So basically, your self identity. Like somebody's South Node might be in Aries, and with a North Node in Libra, your North Node might be in Libra. So your higher purpose may be to bring some sort of balance to the world, like the like the Avatar, basically. Um, but yeah, somebody, it's like somebody wants to get you at your most basic level, and the almost like a very primitive. It's like they want to get you into into a caveman kind of mentality. Like like you want to walk, like they want you to walk around here and act uncivilized, and like a crazy ass fool or something. I don't know what that's about. Yep, and then it says the planet Mars, the sign Aries. First impressions, self personality, ego, identity, appearance, beginnings, attitude, approach to life. It's like they want, like, somebody wants you to lower your vibration so bad. Or this is also a person who is an Aries, but they're in their South Node, or they act out of their shadow all the time, like a distorted Aries. Oh, but look, we got Libra out here. We got Libra out here, and I was just talking about, I'm not sure if North Node will come out or not, but I did mention Libra, like somebody may have their North Node in Libra, and of course these are zodiac opposites as well. So Aries can naturally be a sign that brings a lot of boom, a lot of explosive. They can be chaotic, and so this is why I love with Libra being their opposite, because Libra brings balance instead of chaos. Not necessarily, it can be order, in its own way, because I associate order more with Saturn, but with the sign of Libra, with it being all about like balance, and almost like diplomatically. I feel like the planet Saturn does order, does law and order more more like sentencely or harshly disciplinary. That's what I'm trying to get. Saturn's more disciplinary with giving justice, but Libra is more the diplomat, the mender, the translator, the peacemaker, basically the negotiator, things like that. So you know there's a so even you may be a Libra or you may be an Aries. You may have your north node in Libra, and you're a person who is very reasoning. You're somebody who could be a voice of reason of the people that of your friends or your family. um However, I feel like to protect yourself from getting into your north node, you being a person of reason, you being fair and open-minded, maybe even polite, having good manners, a lot of temperance energy. Like I know Libra is more associated with justice, but I also get temperance energy with with all of this balance. So it's kind of like your higher self is somebody, like I said, who's harmonious, balanced, somebody who is uh amending or amendable. It's not hard for you to be agreeable to things, but that's because typically, especially with justice out here, it's because there's a lot of things that you hear that actually aligns with your own inner values, which is also why I got first house out here. Your own. There are things that people may say or do that actually does align with your own inner personal values. Now, the only thing that I say, be careful, is to be careful of that you don't fall in line with people who you are amendable to your inner values in a bad way. Like, being around people who could bring out the worst in you, and their reasoning matches with yours, to where you kind of feel like there's a balance in between you two, especially if one is, say, more fiery. Like, you could be the one that's fiery and they could be the one that's cool-headed, but you guys still kind of got the same, like, you guys still kind of go by the same vibe, like you're still like two different sides of the scale, but the scale connects you nonetheless. You could find another balance in somebody. Like, you could feel like another person balances you out, especially because Libra is the seventh house as well. But we'll see. But also, what I love here is that there's balanced again, and then you guys' angel number was number 2. Now, what completely flew out here was the second house. Okay, the second house is your money, your materialism, experiencing materialism, like enjoying finer things, basically. Yeah, and it's ruled by Venus and Taurus. Material and physical experience, work income, money, assets, property, self-esteem, value, the five senses, habits. Now, I feel like somebody is trying to get their money right. You're trying to balance out your money, balance out or yeah, and like, actually, in the scroll that I just read, this is kind of like a reiteration of that. Like, there's going to be some sort of balance to your money coming in. You might have somebody who is trying to cause a problem with that for you, but it's kind of still going to balance itself out anyway. Like either it won't work, or maybe it'll be prevented, or something's going to happen to where it's still going to balance out for you. Okay, we got third quarter moon, the release, out with the old and bad. Just use your discernment, cleansing, forgiveness. This is also good for letting go, reflection, take responsibility, clean emotional and physical clutter, tie up loose ends. And it is actually associated with the card Judgment. Now, what's crazy out here is that we got justice and judgment energy both out here. Judgment and justice energy. That's crazy. So there's going to be like some sort of grand ending. For a little while, I was kind of getting the energy of like a threshold, like maybe like a threshold being approached. So for now, I feel like that threshold is now about to be passed. Now Now, like, you or someone is at the door. Like you or someone is at the door. Like you're at the door of some sort of threshold. And then anybody who is trying to be like a troublemaker or whatever, with both justice and judgment, um even if they don't believe it, that's really going to be huge. Like, justice can represent, the sentence is now about to be served, or the redemption is now in effect. It can go either way, just like justice. Justice will be, are you innocent, are you guilty? you know and in judgment, is going to be like, are you going to ascend or be damned? This is after taking the accountability. So it's sometimes, if somebody out here does not believe in accountability, well, well, they might have to learn that the hard way. I mean, it's not anything that you would really do, but I won't say that you will or won't do, but sometimes, like I said, you don't have to believe in certain things for it, just for it to happen. you know there are things out there that are not tangible, but they still happen. Like, love is not tangible unless we make it tangible, unless we express it somehow. But even then, it has to come through a feeling, but not something that you can physically touch, right? um and the same thing with karma's not tangible, but it always manifests. Like love, truth, karma, these aren't tangible physical things that we can touch with our hands. These aren't tangible physical things that we can touch with our hands. So but they still manifest things. They still cause a lot of situations, or end a lot of situations, you know or progress situations, whatever that circumstance may be. They're totally intangible, but look what they do. Look at the effect that they have on life, on people's lives, on all of our lives. So, there are things that don't have to be seen, and things that don't have to be seen, and things that don't have to be believed to for things to manifest, or for things to happen, right? And then we got the sign of Aquarius. Somebody might have Aquarius or Libra in their first or second house as well. I'm just now getting that. There's somebody with Aquarius, both Aquarius and Libra, two air signs out here, and giving some energy into your second house. I'm feeling like that there's going to be like a charity or a gift given to you in money, something to maybe there's something there may be paid out to you to make something fair. And then Aquarius is associated with the card, the star. Celestial body is Uranus. It is a fixed sign. It also means intelligent, humanitarian, inventive, eccentric, detached, friendly, and futuristic. Now, again, like I said, I feel like, especially with Judgment and the star, this is you ascending. With Judgment and the star, your sentence is to ascend. You know, this person, if they're in their south node, and then they got Judgment, that's being damned, basically. That's being damned. So what else we got? Okay, then we got Moon, Cancer energy. The card is associated with is the High Priestess. Its phrase is I feel. Transit signs every 2 to 3 days. This is your emotions, your moods, your subconscious habits, instincts, security, creativity, as well as your dreams, as well as your intuition, especially with the High Priestess energy out here. Now, what I love about the star and the High Priestess here, and then even Justice with the Fool, I just really get not I get like some of you may sense that there's a new beginning coming, but I keep getting that. I keep getting, in my last video, I was seeing second chance. And you know, even in here, I see a new beginning, especially with the Fool and with Justice and with judgment out here, with um justice out here, and the Fool. This is like, this is something balancing out to where something gets to start over for you. What else we got? Some of you guys may also have moon in Aquarius. You may have moon in Libra as well. You may have moon in Aries. And so with having those, with having the moon in those signs, those are kind of like who you are inwardly, how you basically your inner world is very much associated with whatever sign your moon is in. You know, for people who, let's say if you're a person who's normally quiet, but you have an Aries moon, you know, maybe when you're comfortable around close loved ones or even by yourself, you tend to be a little more bold with things, you know, inwardly. You may also have a inner drive that you don't really show like that until some sort of special moment happens. And there are going to be people who be like, oh damn, I didn't even know you got down like that. But that would be because you have an Aries moon, you know. So you could even be like somebody who, let's say if you're a Leo, you know, you can be seen as very dramatic, but if you have a moon in Libra, there's a reason that it's a justified reason for it to be, you know, dramatic. There's got to always be a justified reason that that you're being creative, or you know, or very outspoken, or wanting to be the center of attention, you know. Inwardly, even though, like, let's say you can be a very exaggerated person on the outside, if you're a Leo, on the inward there's still like an inner balance in you that actually makes that your outer appearance work, you know. Just it's like subtle things, you know, when you have your moon in a certain sign, that, you know, these are signs that are present in you, but they show themselves softly and subtly. That's what that is. It's kind of like having like a underlining of flavor that you can't put your finger on, but it's delicious. It's that type of thing. I am a foodie, by the way. So, all right, what else? What else, Spirit? And then we got the 10th house associated with Capricorn. Okay, that is a public image, fame, honors, awards, ambition, achievements, career, status, reputation, influence, dominant parent. Now with Capricorn is actually the father of the zodiac, but then we also have Cancer energy, who is the mother of the zodiac. So you got both the mother and the father. So I do sense a more masculine energy, so it could be a father, but you know, take what resonates. It could be both parents as well, because you know, like I said, the moon is mother energy, and I love that moon came out here, and today is Monday, so there may be a supercharge of moon energy, especially since we do have 2 moon cards out here. Okay, now by the next third quarter moon, this could affect your second house by the next quarter moon, like something with your 10th and your second house, which is both your money, materialism, and your career. This is the money you work for, and then the money that you take home and enjoy. This is kind of like your work and your gross pay, and this is your net pay, basically your take home, right? You know, after taxes and shit, you know, was taken out, and all of that. You know, and some sort of newfound balance coming into that, because you know, there's nothing really in here that knocks things off, because I would actually be worried if the North Node was a tower, but it's actually the Fool. So the fact that it's the Fool, like I said, is either going to give you a second chance, or you know, to start over, or like you're going to regain or obtain, you know. However, I'm getting like deposit. I'm getting like a deposit energy. I am getting like a deposit energy. But again, you do have somebody who is in their south node who could be trying to who may be trying to be kind of in the darker, like kind of slink along the walls, walk sideways like crabs do, to kind of like undermine, undermine your money or undermine your career, or pocket watchers. I do get pocket watcher energy really bad. Let's do one more. And then we got your 12th house too. So we got Pisces energy. What's on the bottom here? Ooh, we got Earth. Now, what I love here with Earth on the bottom here, the fact that Earth is at the bottom of the deck, and it is the element of stability, being steady, being disciplined, being persistent, being enduring. It's almost as if its energy is a little charged, being right at the bottom of the deck. Like it's giving its foundation. Kind of like this card is expressing that you're getting a solid foundation, or you'll be able to rebuild a foundation. Okay. And it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be something that's unexpected with Uranus out here. It's going to be kind of like unexpected, almost like, even if you may expect something about it is going to be different or unexpected. Maybe it could come sooner than you thought, or maybe it could come later than you thought, but there's more than you expected. With Uranus, you kind of don't know what you're going to get. And I also kind of feel like there's like, especially with Aquarius out here in your first house, I feel like somebody is kind of like trying out their individuality. Somebody is kind of making themselves more distinctive from the people that are around them. Some of you may be people who are finally coming into who you are, or you're beginning to come into who you are. And when that happens, when your individuality builds, you'd be surprised how much self-assurance comes from that, because pretty much, we've evolved from caveman times. So it's not really as desperate for us to stay in large groups so that we won't get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. We are evolved in times now to where it's actually, great to develop, being your own person, and somebody's coming into that. Somebody is kind of like coming into who they are. And with them or you, it's like there's like a new sense of balance that's coming. This could be happening because somebody might start taking their career seriously, their career or their profession seriously. I did see the 12th house with Pisces energy, Neptune, subconscious karmic debts, escapism, dreams, endings, afterlife, secret subversion, hidden enemies, and seclusion. And again, like I said, I was saying, like, somebody is trying to be sneaky and kind of like move sideways in the dark. So, and it's like somebody who really wants to attack you on a very personal level, or try to like make fun of your appearance. Now, the thing is this, like, I feel like if there are very insecure people who truly do that, especially if they really have to like combat your appearance, especially like, let's say if you're not bothering anybody, it's really much more a reflection of their pain and their insecurities, and how critical, especially with judgment out here, how judging and critical they are of themselves, more than, that's actually going to say a lot more than the result of any action you would take, in taking offense to it. So, at the end of the day, it's just somebody projecting. Unless you you willingly, left out the house looking, if you intentionally left the house looking who knows what, crazy, wow, but in a terrible way, but typically this, you're somebody who I feel like is well formed. You take pride in your appearance. You don't really, you just kind of make yourself look nice, clean, regularly polished. It doesn't have to be super rich or dapper. Like, you take decent pride in your appearance, and somebody's attacking that. That's, and let's say, and I really get the feeling that you guys don't do anything. So this is somebody who is very insecure, or triggered and insecure. See, with this newfound individuality that you're coming into, this is helping you also being more stable and more grounded within your emotions, especially with Earth and Moon here. These are your emotions starting, beginning to stabilize and to balance out again, because your weekly number is the number 2. I'm getting balance, 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 balance. So and I'm getting that in a good way. But I'm also getting a reckoning too. Seeing judgment out here, and with justice, and with South Node. This is somebody who has been acting the fool, and they're getting accountable for it. The fact that I'm seeing like the star out here with you, that I'm seeing the star and judgment and justice for you. This is, you're on the good side of justice. You're basically you're the feather on the scale. Okay. But whoever this person is, they're not. They think that just because they were moving along in the dark with the moon here, that they won't be seen. They may have even been, some people may have been even trying to like make you dream about them somehow. I don't know. Like maybe they speak your name a lot, or they think about you a lot, or, they want to intentionally dream about you. I don't know. I guess like in a way, like telepathically communicate. I don't know. All right. I don't know. All right. Let's clear this deck of any leftover energy so I can get a clear, clarified message. Oops. Okay. So Spirit, let me know something else for the collective here, for my beautiful hearted collective. Distorted energies do not benefit from my readings, i.e. the banished energies do not. So what is for my beautiful hearted collective, Spirit? What do you have for us? We got wish granted now. Ooh, I love that. And like on the bottom here, especially with stars mean inspiration, means wishes, means blessings. And then we got wish granted. You're going to get what you want. And I also love that I said my readings do not support banished energies. They will not help distorted energies, and then also wish granted. So they're not going to help them. Like they're not going to be helped. They're not going to be helped. Okay, what else? What else, Spirit? So you're definitely going to get. It's like you're going to get the right side of justice, and be careful of it. It also may not be exactly what you want, because especially with Aquarius out here with the planet Uranus, it may not be exactly what you want, but it's like you're still going to feel like there's something fair about it. So maybe there may not be I want to say you probably won't get what you want exactly how you want it, but it's still going to be fair. It's like you're still going to be satisfied with what you got. And that's not to make it say that it'll be lesser than what you expect, because it actually could be more than what you expect. But either way, it's like you're still going to be satisfied, It's kind of like not getting one thing, but because you didn't get that one thing, there's another thing that you like, so you just went and got that and had a great day. It's kind of like that. I don't know. All right. Oh wow. We had like 4 flip over. What else, Spirit? I like what I saw though, but that was too many. Ooh, something flipped. Oh my gosh. Y'all ready? Ooh. Oh, these I tried to shuffle these and my finger just went like whoop and slid them out. So I'm gonna read these 2. Yeah, look, freedom, liberty, no restrictions, no interferences, open, self-power, no restraints, no limits. And then we also got health. Okay. Some of you guys may be getting better with your health. You may be feeling better or paying attention more to your health um to where there's nothing bad affecting your health. Now again, what I love here is that we got judgment in this card, and then we got freedom. I told you. And then like I said, with the star and justice, listen, you're gonna be quite all right. I don't know why, but if I'm right, I don't know if it'll come up or not. But I do got a green mushroom card in my deck. The little green mushroom from Mario. I got that in here. That'd be crazy if it came out, because that's kind of what I get. It doesn't have to be that, but it's like that little one up that gives you an extra life. Oh, that do 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 do. They tend to typically be well earned. And then I love Still That Way by J Rock. So you can't be knocked off at all. Staying power, standing ground, iron fisted, won't get knocked off, and like a steel wall. And what I love here is that J Rock is a Taurus. J Rock is a Taurus, and then we got Earth energy out here. Then we got second house that is ruled by a Taurus. So definitely you could be a Taurus. You know, you can have Moon in Taurus. So I'm gonna say this: you might have Moon in Taurus, Moon in Aquarius, Moon in Libra, Moon in Capricorn, Moon in Aries, Moon in Cancer, Moon in Pisces. Oh, and I'm gonna also add Virgo in there as well, since this is an Earth card. So you may also have Moon in Virgo as well. Okay. But listen, you're not gonna be knocked off. You may need to listen to Still That Way. Like it's a very hard song though. So if you're not used to like gangster rap or whatever, then you don't have to listen to it. But basically that song, it's like literally the epitome of like a bull charging. I literally get the feeling of a bull charging in the beat of the song. The way J Rock raps it's like a charging bull. That's the energy that it gives. So and then we do got Aries out here, but honey, a bull's horns do be bigger. So I feel like some of y'all are coming into your individuality, and that includes kind of showing some bull horns. Like you're not gonna just come over here. And especially with Tauruses, typically Tauruses like to stay in their own lane too. But if you come over to them, they just gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna just come over here and think. Unlike Aries, Aries can be more impulsive, and in fact, they can be confrontational and maybe come to you. But a Taurus, they not gonna, they're not afraid of confrontation. But most of the time, they rather just kind of stay out of shit and and do what they do. Especially, listen. Do not walk up and fuck with a Taurus while they're eating. You do that, you asked for it. If you do that, you deserve it. I'm sorry. If you do that, if you try to start something with a Taurus while they eating, you deserved it. That means you asked for it. or even touch their food. Oh, you want to fight. You touch their food, you want to fight. We also have shield on the bottom for so you're protected. And I love that here. Ooh, I love that so much, because look, and then on the bottom of it too, listen, the divine that's seeing all. And I love that we have that with judgment out here. This doesn't even have to be divine. This could be somebody who is on a higher up position that saw everything. And I mean on the 3D, not even just the divine, but somebody in the 3D too, especially with all of this earth energy out here. With all of this earth energy, especially with having 2 out of the 3 out here in your 10th house, 2nd house, Capricorn, Taurus, and then with Earth, there's somebody in the 3D that's seeing everything too, good and bad, and they're already making their decisions. They're already doing their rulings. This could happen soon, but again, you're protected. Your sentence is freedom, and you're protected from all of this. Shield, protection, defend, safety. Okay, and please know, not only are you safe, more than likely, do everything you can to be vigilantly safe in the 3D. I feel like whatever that you're doing now or what you plan to do, it will more than likely work. It'll keep you safe, it'll keep you protected, or if something does happen, you know, it's kind of like you're, in order to have peace, you're preparing for war. It's kind of like that. And then I love how with that that first house is Mars and Aries out here, is out here with the first house. So it's kind of like you guys kind of know to already, in order to have peace, you must prepare for war. I feel like that's what you guys are doing. It's going to work. You are going to be safe, and also the divine is making sure as well. So, and then especially, especially with shield and God's eye, the divine is watching and still that way. Firstly, you're being watched like a hawk, both in the 3D by other people, but also by the divine. Like it's like being laser focused on you, but also you guys may have a growing intuition, or some of you guys may also be very intuitive already, and it's almost like it's getting stronger, and almost like in a way you're kind of like earthly manifesting it somehow, but it's like it's getting stronger, and it's keeping you safe. You're going to be granted the freedom that you want. You're going to be granted the freedom that you want. Okay. Now, however, whether it's less than you expect or more than you expect, or exactly what you expect, you know, you'll have it. You'll still have it. Okay. What else, divine? I like what I'm seeing overall. I'm feeling like despite any problems, there's like some vigilance out here a little bit from you guys, and not really in a paranoid way, but in a very practical way. Oh yeah, like in a very practical way. It's like you're using, in order to have peace, you're preparing for war, and you know, it's kind of like you're rooting yourself, you know, you're asserting yourself and rooting yourself into the ground, and you're not, you know, you're not letting yourself be ran over, and not in a way to where you must be intimidating, but you know, just kind of, you know, kind of holding your boundaries like a steel wall, you know. And then we got apple tree out here, like I said, especially with all this Taurus energy. You're not bothering nobody. You just doing you. And I love, and I say that at the beginning of all my readings now. We just doing us. So with Erica Badu, apple tree, that's more Pisces energy. You don't affect me. I'm just doing me. I don't care if you don't like me. Careful of the company you keep. And I feel like that's exactly what you guys been doing. And somebody who may have been fucking around with other people may be realizing, like, yo, what type of people am I around? You know, I'm getting this is somebody, you know, kind of young, especially with the Fool. I get very young energy coming out of that. You know, it doesn't matter how old you are, but I primarily get young energy out of this. Like, yo, I'm looking around and like, I'm not sure about this. You know, it's like somebody's kind of coming into their wits a little bit. So, you know, excuse me, I feel like my throat chakra is being attacked, because I'm getting like, it's like my throat's getting dry. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. but I really feel like somebody's really coming into their own common sense, you know, and not just in who they are becoming, but also like towards their outer world, like towards, you know, any circumstances around, like, yo, why am I doing this, or why am I helping with this, or, you know, why am I around people who's thinking like this, you know, starting to practically, you know, come to some sort of conclusion, or maybe even some sort of ruling, like, you know, I think I'm gonna go do my own thing, you know, and not even being fucked up about it either, you know, but just, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing, you know. And also with you know, actually there's quite a bit of Pisces and Taurus energy. So you guys may have dreams that bring you one of the biggest things that a biggest part of your dream, which I feel like could in some way, shape, or form is a part of everybody's dream, is to have ultimate stability, especially with, with Pisces and Taurus. I'm getting, dream, you're having dreams or, aspirations to have the ultimate stability. Because some people, they want riches. Some people want fame. Some people just want just more free time. Maybe some people want love. Some people want a family. Some people want a whole new career. That's a dream. But I feel like primarily your dream is to have the ultimate stability, the ultimate security, and the ultimate stability. Okay. And that's not a bad thing at all. I feel like you are going to have the space and the capacity to let this type of energy in. The more you think about it, the more it's going to be solidified into, into your conscious. And because it's more in your conscious, you're going to end up, it's almost as if you're going to almost unconsciously, especially with the moon out here, you're going to almost unconsciously find ways to bring that into manifestation, especially with all of this earth energy out here. Okay. So, and one of these cards did say like out with the old and the bad. Yeah, it was a third quarter moon. So maybe by whenever is the next quarter, third quarter moon, out with the old and the bad, because you need to clear space. Okay. And you'll be safe and protected while doing this. You're getting more focus too, more focus. More, yeah, lot more focus. That it's kind of like focus got more intensified. Focus and practicality, I get. So like keywords that I'm kind of getting is like balance, focus, practicality, or being practical, so that you can have stability. Happy times. Look at that. Happy times. Happy times. Look. Freedom and happy times. Wish granted. And I try not to, exaggerate, but what's out here is out here, y'all. What's out here is out here. What else? What else we got? Spirit for the collective. We got Smile Back with Mac Miller. I love that. So it's kind of like, remember I said earlier, somebody may be making fun of your appearance or, making fun of how you are, who you are, the things you like everything. And you just like, bitch, your insults do not bother me. Unbothered by insults. Self-representing. The last laugh. Smiling forever. Inadequate haters. Keeping it moving. Now, what I love here is that we got Aquarius energy as well. So we got Aquarius energy with Mac Miller out here. So, I feel like there's gonna be some unexpected surprises that may be happening. And then again, like I said, even with Apple Tree and the 12th house, Erykah Badu being a Pisces here. Now, somebody could also be an Aquarius Pisces cusp. That actually was another affected sign as well, because another of the affected signs from my scroll here is also Capricorn Aquarius cusp, Leo Virgo cusp, Aquarius Pisces cusp, and Cancer Leo cusp. I actually forgot those, along with the other signs that I mentioned before. But yeah, what I love about Apple Tree and Smile Back is that you're really out here not giving a fuck. You're unbothered. Okay, you got divine presence here. You're self-representing. And what I love the most, you're gonna have the means to keep it that way. Was still that way by J-Rock. You still got the means to keep it that way. And what I love here is that we got Mac Miller as an Aquarius, Erykah Badu as a Pisces, J-Rock as a Taurus, and we got the second house ruled by Taurus, the 12th house ruled by Pisces, and we got Aquarius. Okay. So I'm not sure if Taurus was on my list for most affected signs, but it could be. I could put Taurus in this as well, but it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter what sign you are. A little bit of Aries in here too, a little bit of Capricorn, some Virgo, Libra. So, but some signs will be more affected than others. Somebody who is a deacon one of their sign, they know that you know. So there are things that the sneaky things that they've been doing, they know that you're aware. You may not know everything, but you know you know more things than they like you to know. You know enough. You know enough. You know enough that to make them concerned. Well, if you got justice out here and then you got judgment out here, they should be more than concerned. They should be more than concerned. Ooh. Oh, what was that? What was that? Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. It fell on the flow. Excuse me, y'all. What fell out was Lotus. What fell out was, oh Lord. What fell out? What fell out was Lotus. Rebirth, purity. This is like a start over. Rebirth, purity, growth, beauty, new beginning, enlightenment, strength, wisdom, glow, tranquility, and resilience. I'm loving that here because I really feel like, you know, something you guys may have recently went through a reckoning that kind of rocked things for you, but all of that is being, you know, all of that is, I feel like there's like, with the star energy out here with Aquarius, I feel like there's going to be more of a rejuvenation, especially actually with the star and judgment, it's like a regeneration, or like, yeah, like a rebirth, and then also non-material as well. So there, I feel like there may also be like some soul fragments, almost like there's going to be a recollection of soul fragments, things that may have hurt you in the past, but now you basically healed from them. And you know, when you actually truly do heal from something, it's almost as if there's like a piece of you that comes back. You know, that's like it's regaining a soul fragment. Maybe twist confirmation. I don't know. You know, that, you know, it's like a soul fragment. You know, that's been restored to you, like a puzzle coming back to the main board of, you know, of its grand design. Basically, it's like there's a piece of your grand design that is returned to you, and you feel it. You feel it because you'll feel more. You'll feel more like you'll have more vitality. You'll feel more energetic. You know, you will feel like that something has awakened in you, like a surge. It's, you know, some people, it'll feel like a surge of energy, like a surge of life that came into you, like you just got resuscitated from something, or zing up your spine. You know, or like a shocking kind of warmth that actually feels very comfortable, but you didn't expect it. You know, you would kind of feel something that you would feel it come back. So I feel like there's also a return of a soul fragmentation, something that maybe that your ops may have actually broken off of you, or siphoned off of you, but is, you know, somehow being returned. And I think it helped that a lot of you guys really kept yourself in balance with everything that you did, and being practical, but also having your own mind as well. Ooh, oh. Oh my gosh, so many fell out. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I actually got to make this a little bit shorter. But I really like what I'm seeing overall. I'm getting like there's like a rebirth or a rejuvenation. Now I do see family out here, so there could be ancestors involved, especially with family and Lotus and being shielded by ancestors here. That comes out all the time, and being watched by them. That came out in the last reading too. What's this all sticking out? Something about the month of March. This could be a Pisces or an Aries born in March. They could be a Deacon 1 Aries or a Deacon 1 Pisces. So a Deacon 1 Pisces would be also a Pisces born in February. I think, yeah, their birthday's like the end of February. And then also a Deacon 1 Aries would be like the last, the ones that are born in the very last week of March, like March 20th to no, March 21st, I believe, something like that. It's around there, something like that. But I would say Pisces altogether, and maybe a Deacon 1 Aries, an Aries born in March. Something about that as well. That might be you. But I'm also seeing a distorted Aries out here. So, but they're going to get what's deserved. They don't think it or believe it, but they don't have to. None of us have to. But it's still going to happen. That doesn't stop it from happening. What else we got? What else we got for the collective spirit? Oh, look. And we got loyalty. What I love here is that with Earth and loyalty, you're very, you're very persistent, you're earnest, you're persevering, you're devoted to what you do. And then even with the number 2 being the angel number of the week, with allegiance, you're very cooperative. You know that two people can get a job done quicker than one, but also knowing that you're being more, especially with this Libra energy out here too. Remember I had said you're being diplomatic or being negotiating. You're willing to cooperate, your hearts and minds with someone, but also with Libra ruling relationships as the 7th house. There's a beautiful relationship that is worthy of loyalty, and you may have also been expressing that loyalty, and because of that, it's like a way for you forward. Somehow you being not even just loyal to your relationships, but also having a loyalty to yourself. Because like I said, having Aquarius energy with Uranus, all that individual and eccentric energy, you coming into who you are, kind of almost like coming into a new you somehow. This is still also you giving loving loyalty and dutifulness and keeping yourself pursuing what you feel is best for you, and being constructive about it, not trying to hurt other people, not trying to be low vibrational, not trying to do illegal things or whatever, doing your best to kind of keep yourself on the good, right? Keeping yourself straight laced. That's what I'm getting at. Straight laced. You got the green light. You do get the pass go and collect $200. Somebody might getting an extra $200. Maybe you might be getting $200 more than what you thought you would get. However it happens, you got the go. All access open. Ooh, yes. Ooh, I love that. Hold on. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. Listen, you can't tell me you don't get the pass go and collect $200. You know what? You can do it times. You can do it 3 times. Hold on. Hold up. You can do it 7 times with these 7 Dragon Balls here, wish granted. You can do it 7 times. Pass go and collect $200 7 times. So what's that? $1,400. Somebody could be getting $1,400, and maybe 200 more on top of that. $1,600. Look, that's a little something. Okay. And I love how we got the health card. This does indicate like good health. So if you guys have been feeling like you've been experiencing bad health, I feel like your health is also going to improve as well. I'm not sure if anything would happen as like any kind of miracle relief or whatever, but with judgment out here, it could be. You know, I feel like some. I'm also getting with cancer, not cancer as a sign, but cancer as the word. Somebody's cancer. That somebody might end up being free from their cancer, from whatever kind of cancer they have. They may end up being free from it. Like I don't know if it's going to go in remission, or you know, or maybe the treatments you've been getting really have been working. The treatments were very effective, so you know your life can actually go on. This is living, this is surviving, living alive, life going on. And this doesn't even also mean being loyal to yourself, but you've also been loyal to your faith. You've been loyal to your faith as well, enough to where you are more open, you are even more enlightened. Look at this. I'm loving this. I'm gonna show y'all this, and then I gotta get out of here, okay? But look at this. Look at this. You're evolving so much, and you're doing so well. Strong, wise, glowing, beautiful, more growth. Being purified. You are the feather. You are the feather on the scale of justice. And life is going to start reflecting that. Possibly March is actually the only month that I have out here. So possibly starting in March, starting next month. That's not too far from now. It's like what, just a few weeks from now? Starting in March, you'll start to see that balance. Checking the time, okay. You'll start to see that balance. So yeah. I love what I'm seeing out here. You don't worry about whoever's trying to stop you. They're going to get there. You know, they really are going to get theirs. I mean, I know you hear a lot of us out here say that, but there are a lot of things that we don't see that actually happen. Sometimes justice happens and you just don't see it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. So, you know, if nothing else, you know, remember that, you know, if you don't go by it, or if you haven't heard of it already, sometimes it's not seen. Sometimes it's not seen, but that don't mean it didn't happen. So all right, y'all. And that can also go the other way too. Flip it, you know, in a good way as well, which I feel like is going to happen to you. You know, people may not see it, but you damn well know, you know, those blessings happen to you, right? You know, somebody right here is trying to, like, they're like trying to cut your connection with your third eye, or get a shortcut with through your third eye or whatever, but it's not going to work for them. It's not going to work for them. It's always going to balance out. It's going to always balance out. If they're distorted and they thinking they can get shortcuts or whatever, there's a balance. It's going to balance out to where they're going to have to pay for it. They're going to have this. There's something they're going to have to repent or pay for in return. You know, and vice versa. You know, if there's something that you gave, or you know, you were pure hearted in what you did. You did what you did in actual good faith. You know, that's going to balance out for you. And almost as if you're going to be very thankful, not even just thankful for what you did, but even thankful for the other, you know, things that you may have also done for other people, which is why I also see humanitarian with Aquarius out here. So not even just yourself, but also for what you do for other people, what you do in general, even something like it's commendable or worthy, or yeah, something constructive and worthy, that's helpful, that's giving to, you know, the not even just not it doesn't have to be the world at large, but you know, it's still giving good, wonderful, helpful energy. So yeah, you'll be thanked for that. You know, you'll be rewarded for that, whether you expected that or not. Yeah. You know, and sometimes the reward doesn't always come instant. Sometimes it builds up, you know. So sometimes it's not going to be right away. But you know, like I said, everything always balances out. Accountability always goes both ways. It's good or bad. You know, good accountability, bad accountability, it don't matter. it's that energy has to balance out. So, you know, especially with, like I said, your angel number is a number 2. Balance, steadfastness, being grounded, having moving in practicality, using your common sense. Also, eating some hearty food, healthy and hearty food, especially with all this Taurus energy. Um, but yeah, I love what I'm seeing out here. All right. Like there's something else I want to come in, but that's all right. But all right, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please make sure you like and subscribe and keep me in your notifications so that you can keep up with all my posts. I'm gonna try to, you know, like I said, come on here every week. I also want to do I do want to incorporate my scrolls that you just saw, so that kind of writes my little pre-fortunes and stuff like that. So which kind of integrated into the reading a little bit as well, kind of like the reading confirmed those a little bit as well. So again, also, you know, I'm not here to tell you what you do. So just take what resonates and don't worry about the rest. Again, if the power is yours, however you want to coordinate and correlate, you know, into your life's path. Okay. But yeah, that's it. I really hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys so much. I'll be back soon with another video next weekend. So, all right. Bye, guys. Loves. Mwah. Bye.